Guys at AHS here, I am nervous. I'm trying to get me some free money. That class action lawsuit against McDonald's for that E. COLI that's killing a whole bunch of people. Your boy joined in. It's a whole bunch of McDonald's in my area, and I'm trying to steal money out of the employees' pocket if I win that class action lawsuit.
COLI outbreak linked to McDonald's Quarter Pounders has spread to 3 new states. CBS News Colorado reporter Karen Morfitt has the latest.
We did expect the number of cases would go up given the time that it takes for people to get sick and then for those cases to be diagnosed. Today, the CDC says as of yesterday, there are now a total of 75 reported cases of this E. coli strain specifically. Now, 22 people have been hospitalized due to the illness as well, and 1 death. We also saw with the CDC update early this morning that additional states have now been added to those that are impacted, bringing that total to 13, with those new cases being found in Michigan, New Mexico, and now Washington State. The FDA says 42 people have been interviewed related to this outbreak, and all 42 of them have reported eating at McDonald's. Karen Morfitt, CBS News, Denver, Colorado.
But the clip I'm about to show you, if those employees find out that I'm trying to steal money out of their pocket, they might beat the brakes off me. Like how they did Buddy for complaining about a simple chicken sandwich screw up. So let's watch the clip and we'll come back and chop it up AHS style.
Is looking at an uncertain future after a fight over a fast food order. NBC4's Kyle Beachy spoke with the victim of a brutal beatdown that ended in facial reconstruction surgery.
Kerrigan Norwood just wanted a late night meal, so he stopped by this McDonald's off of East 17th. He says they messed up his order, so he went back through the drive-thru to get it corrected. But he never imagined what happened next.
All this over a sandwich, it didn't need to go that far.
Here's what Norwood looked like after the brutal fight just after midnight on October 17th this year.
I had to get a titanium implant. I still got a little bit of double vision. Sensitive to light, so I wear glasses.
Norwood had plans to enlist in the military, following in his mother's footsteps. But due to the severity of his injuries, now he's not sure he'll be able to.
Just a slew of criminals without any proof that they can be in society and not be a threat to society, because that's exactly what these monsters are, a threat to society.
He came back to McDonald's after realizing his order was wrong. He went through the drive-thru and says he was met with hostility.
Everybody except the manager, everybody in the crew, the person that took my order, the fry cooks, cashiers, all wanted to come yelling at me at the window.
Several crew members exited the building. One of them had a full cup.
Fluid was thrown in my car. I didn't know what it was, so when I tried to get out and call for help, that's when they jumped me and beat me.
Norwood says for 10 minutes he struggled.
And they basically jumped me, grabbed me, pulled my shirt over my head, started punching me in the face, beat me. Didn't stop until one of the other patrons in the drive-thru said they were calling the police.
3 McDonald's employees are facing an assault charge. That case has been sent before a grand jury. But for Norwood, justice doesn't necessarily give him another shot at his dream of joining the military. Local for you, I'm Kyle Beachy, NBC4.
The big elf in the room, I know some folks already peeped it. Dude don't want to go to the military. So he decided to go to a McDonald's and start some mess.
Norwood had plans to enlist in the military, following in his mother's footsteps. But due to the severity of his injuries, now he's not sure he'll be able to.
But when keeping it, dodging the military goes horribly wrong. He know that day. McDonald's, they hired some Waffle House employees, and they tore his ass up. Dude basically trying to dodge the military. He didn't want to let down his mom. Cause soon he tell his mom, I don't want to go to the military. She gonna kick his ass out. She gonna take away his PlayStation. She ain't gonna wash his clothes no more. She ain't gonna cook for him. He gonna disappoint his mom. So he said the best way to dodge the military, like George Bush, Trump, them boys, is to go to McDonald's and say something about their chicken sandwich. They got E. coli. And those McDonald's employees, I'm surprised. I'm really shocked. The manager didn't beat his ass too, man. He or she didn't beat his ass too. He said, everybody beat my ass except for the manager. Props to that manager, man. It must have been a Martin Luther King fan. God damn. In most McDonald's and fast food places, the employees, they take direction leadership from the manager. But they always tell you, before you leave the bank, make sure your money right. Why you don't leave the drive-thru? Then circle back. Before you leave the drive-thru, make sure your order is correct. And why the hell would you get out of your car? They throwing water on you. Why the hell would you get out of your car and say, help me, help me? They trying to get me a shower.
He came back to McDonald's after realizing his order was wrong. He went through the drive-thru and says he was met with hostility.
Everybody except the manager, everybody in the crew, the person that took my order, the fry cooks, cashiers, all wanted to come yelling at me at the window.
Several crew members exited the building. One of them had a full cup.
Fluid was thrown in my car. I didn't know what it was. So when I tried to get out and call for help, that's when they jumped me and beat me.
Norwood says for 10 minutes, he struggled.
And they basically jumped me, grabbed me, pulled my shirt over my head, started punching me in the face, beat me. Didn't stop until one of the other patrons in the drive-thru said they were calling the police.
Thank God this motherfucker is dodging the military. We definitely would have lost any war this guy participated in. He's already stupid as hell. Like me, trying to get in this class action lawsuit, and soon my name get released, they gonna beat my ass, these McDonald's employees. It's like all these people stealing money from the government. PPP. Ain't no thing the government gonna beat their ass. Hell yeah. The government is beating ass. Every day, all day, black, white, police officer, everybody getting their ass beat by the government for stealing that PPP money.
McScheme, a Phoenix couple, including a former TV news anchor, is arrested in Puerto Rico, accused of pocketing tens of millions of dollars illegally. Nicole Christine joins us with the details tonight. Nicole.
Well, Brian, Stephanie Hawkridge, a former anchor at ABC 15 here in Phoenix, and her husband, Nathan Reese, are accused of submitting false and fraudulent Paycheck Protection Program, or PPP, loans. The couple took out loans for themselves and then showed others how easy it was to get taxpayer cash. A scheme worth hundreds of millions of dollars, set against the backdrop of global pandemic relief.
Criminals and criminal organizations took advantage of Americans suffering during this crisis and committed substantial fraud against these critical pandemic relief programs.
Among the alleged criminals, a former Valley television anchor, Stephanie Hawkridge, and her husband, Nathan Reese. During a federal hearing, numbers reaching into 10 figures are discussed.
I think it was 57,000 applications in PPP were for applicants who are on the do not pay list, involving several billions of dollars.
And how much fraud are we talking about just in those loans?
$3.6 billion.
Hawkridge and Reese are accused of attempting to directly charge some applicants a 10% fee for successfully getting a loan, a violation of the Small Business Administration rules. A review of the loans showed what the couple was willing to do for the money, including Reese claiming in an application he was African American and a veteran. Other evidence showed Hawkridge describing the PPP as, quote, $100 billion of free money. And although the PPP loans were set up for small businesses, Hawkridge told her staff, quote, who the F cares? We're not the first bank to decline borrowers who deserve to be funded. They can go elsewhere. Reese and Hawkridge also requested direct payments from PPP borrowers, ultimately scamming them out of substantial amounts of their loans. The entire process laid out in a 90-second video, now at the center of an alleged federal deception. The duo took their stolen millions to set up a lavish lifestyle in Puerto Rico, where her husband was taken into custody by federal authorities. Say hi. Now, both Hawkridge and Reese are charged with 1 count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud and 4 counts of wire fraud. Hawkridge has been summoned to appear in a Dallas, Texas court on Monday. They face up to 20 years in prison.
White people, y'all need to accept that boy mama application to be white, a white Karen over Serena Williams. You see how many dog whistles she'll throwing out? Criminals, monsters, she'll go on and on. I'm surprised you didn't say you people.
Just a slew of criminals without any proof that they can be in society and not be a threat to society, because that's exactly what these monsters are, a threat to society.
But buddy, you need to man up and deal with consequences and tell your mom the military ain't for me, and deal with the loss of PlayStation place to stay. So folks, like the video and give me your opinion on this news story. AHS here.